Welcome to Biz Dev Live. Again, it's September 14th, and the pink shirt is back since yesterday. Brand new season this fall, starting in September, and I'm excited to be bringing to you interviews and information. What is Biz Dev Live all about? It's about building you up. It's about being the guide to doing things a little bit smarter and making things easier for you and your business and the endeavors that you have. And today we're going to be talking about assets, because wealth creation, building assets, is the leverage that allows you to be able to lift mountains. Time is involved. You have to build that foundation. You have to know what an asset is. I've been reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Stay tuned. Coming right back right after the Biz Dev theme.
Biz Dev Live, Biz Dev Live. Weekdays at 11 Eastern Time, live. Biz Dev Live, Biz Dev Live. Weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration, Biz Dev Live, Biz Dev Live. Business development, not even selling it. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. Biz D with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is business development, not even selling it. Business development, not even selling it. Biz Dev Live, Biz Dev Live. Biz Dev Live. This is business development, not even selling it.
All right. So do you know what an asset is? I'd love if you would post down in the comment what your ideas are for what an actual asset is. What is an asset? A lot of times on the accounting side of things, and Robert Kiyosaki gets into this in his book, talking about, terms of education. John Chen, who was on the show yesterday, thanks for checking in this morning. Good morning, Cameron T from Seattle. Thank you for being on. I know it's a little earlier over there. Thank you so much for being with me, John. Do you know what an asset is? Do you know how to build assets up? Do you know how to create assets in your business? Do you understand that your house, right, if you own your own house, that if it's not putting money into your pocket now, or maybe even into the future, it may be more of a liability than an asset. For accounting, counting certain things on the income statement and balance sheet as assets, there's the accounting way to do it, and then there's the sort of common sense kind of way to do it. Is this something that adds money to your pockets, or does it take money away from your pockets? The adage of a penny saved is a penny earned. Are you saving money so that you can then reinvest and purchase assets? And the assets, some of the assets that we're talking about could be stocks, right? So here's something that you purchase. Now it can go up or down. That's the bad thing about a stock. But a lot of things can hit ups and downs, right? If you have a business, you can take losses technically in a business. The nice thing is most assets, including even a business, unless you keep throwing money into it, there's an initial investment and then there's returns. And so if you have a stock that provides dividends, there's that income from dividends. Plus, the stock may go up over time. Now, the only time that you will see money coming from a stock is if you sell it, or if you're getting dividends and those dividends are hitting your bank account. So understanding sort of the game when it comes to assets is really important, and how that plays into it. Now, I own my own business. Is my business an asset? It's an asset from the vantage point of that it's something that I use to earn income, but because I put a lot of effort into my business, it's not technically, if you're reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's not actually in the asset column, because if I stop working tomorrow, I stop doing what I'm doing, there's no more money coming into that organization. Nobody's jumping into my place to take the calls from the clients and uh, get the staff lined up for the job. So it's a job. Yes, my business, it's a good job. I like it. It's an asset in the sense that it's something good in my life that helps me, but it's not the assets that we're talking about today. Are you building assets that are bringing money into your bank accounts, your savings accounts? What do you count as assets, right? So, IRA, that's an asset, right? You're putting money into that. It's generating money, whether you do any work on it or not. It is generating interest, revenue for you, for your life. So that's an asset. Stocks, if you're putting money in, you're receiving dividends, that's an asset. Bonds, if you own real estate that you don't have to do a lot of work on, it produces income, maybe you have somebody managing it, that is a huge asset. That's one of my goals in life, is to have income producing real estate. With your business, are you taking some of the money that you're making in your business or in your job and then transferring that and creating an asset? Stocks, bonds, income producing real estate. Big lesson from Rich Dad Poor Dad is understanding that that is how you actually become wealthy. When your assets produce enough revenue, enough income to pay all of your monthly expenses. And then the other big thing that he talks about in great deal, which I've taken advantage of with Toth Event Staffing, and this is where a corporation, when you own a corporation, because of corporate tax status and how I run my business, and it's really helped off. Talked about this on the show before when it comes to being able to pay myself. Last year's been rough. I have an S corp, so doing PPP or having the Payroll Protection Act, because I was paying myself under an S corp, my paycheck was protected. I was able to pay myself during the pandemic, even though we didn't have a lot of business coming in at all. And so corporate status. Now, what Robert Kiyosaki is talking about is the idea that taxes are a huge, giant pain in the butt for you and everybody. And there's a whole national conversation around, and you'll see it if you looked into the news today, tax the rich and the bill and whatever income. The tax man's going to come. And I'm not opposed to taxes in the sense of taxing what the government needs to do in order to provide a social safety net. I think it's a good thing. Wherever you lie on that, it's fine. You don't have to agree with me, but the tax man's coming. And so you want to protect your assets as much as possible from taxes. When you have a job, you're earning an income that's taxed. And one of the things that we need to pay attention to in this country is that the idea of taxes was always been to tax the rich, to help, provide a social safety net, build the roads, do the things that need to happen, that, private citizens aren't going to pay for themselves if they have a choice, right? Police force, fire, army, all that good stuff, right? Things that we need as a country to survive. But what has happened is, in the tax code and taxes being enforced on people, it's really on people that make an income from a job. That's income taxes. That's the main source of revenue for the government. So corporations are basically a little bit of a loophole. If you have things or purchase things, you have a business and you have a home office, well, you get to take care of some of these expenses before you pay your taxes as a corporation, because for a corporation, you're only taxed on profit. So if your corporation breaks even, technically there's no taxes because you didn't make any money. Whereas an ordinary citizen, we get our money, we're taxed when we get our income taxes, then we're paying for, mortgage, rent, car loan, all that stuff we're paying after taxes. The businesses pay before taxes. So the money can go a little bit further. So by using a corporation and paying for some of the things, obviously you got to be careful about that. You don't want to be tax dodging or get in trouble with the law. But, there's a lot of folks that are able to pay for a lot of their expenses, even creature comforts, because it's part of working for the company. It's part of the corporation. Oh, you got to take a business trip to Hawaii to have a conference. It's a business trip, and you pay for it because you're working for your company. So there's lots of different things that you can do there, and I encourage you to look at that kind of stuff. How can you set up a corporation for your side hustle and take advantage of the tax benefits and build assets? And one of the things that you have to be really important, and something that I haven't focused enough on, is building assets within the business. And that is something that, as you're working and you're putting money away and you're building your business, that's what you want to focus on. How am I going to create more assets for myself? How am I going to create more assets for my business so that the money, we always talk about it, we say to our kids, money doesn't grow on trees, but money can be created by you by building assets into your business. Don't build jobs, build assets, build things in where you can create businesses that don't need your attention. What is that? Maybe it's an online shop. You've built it up so that there's enough revenue coming in so that you can pay for somebody else or another company to manage it, and that revenue trickles in consistently. Maybe it's income producing real estate. Maybe it's stocks and bonds and just building up that portfolio. Maybe it's a mix of all these things, which I would obviously suggest. I haven't built up enough assets in my life, but I guarantee you I'm going to tell my children and start having them build assets right now, because this is a time game. The more time you have with an asset producing revenue over time, obviously, even if it's a small amount of money, it's going to grow, and then you're going to be able to buy that next asset. And so time is your friend when you start early. It's harder when you're trying to do it all fast. Assets will really help you. So build those assets early and often. I hope this has been helpful for you. I will see you tomorrow on BizDev Live. Take care and have an amazing day. Thanks for watching.
BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time, live. BizDev Live, weekdays at 11 Eastern Time. Leadership and motivation, empathy and inspiration. BizDev Live, business development, not even selling it. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. BizD with C, brought to you by Cameron T. This is business development, not even selling it. This is business development, not even selling it. BizDev Live, BizDev Live.